All right, good morning, guys. So the question is it all over for Jasmine? Because we see this big red candle. Let me make this actually a little bigger for you because we've been talking about finding the floor for Jasmine. And I've told you guys on YouTube that are subscribed to my channel, that watch these videos, that I believe the floor was from these two white lines right here. So this was a range from 2564 all the way to 2463. Okay. And here's the thing. Yes, we have wicked lower, but look at this long wick right here. So we wick lower, but the candle close has not broken this level. So where did I come up with these levels? Well, it's pretty simple. It's all based around Fibonacci, and this is a daily time frame, by the way. So we obviously have been talking about Jasmy pretty much every day, definitely every other day on this channel. We've talked about Elliot wave, we've talked about the patterns and everything. Okay, we first bought Jasmy at 0.005, 0.006 range. We bought a bunch of it. Obviously, it's been very choppy since then, but the pattern is still good, in my opinion. So the thing you need to understand is everything's crashing. And the reason for that, I'm just going to tell you real quick, is the Bitcoin dominance did the opposite of what we wanted it to do. So let's check this out real quick. And this will make a lot of sense why your altcoins are pulling back. So we had all these rejections, right? These wick, boom. This broke above it. So the dominance is actually climbing higher right now, which is not a good sign. 59.3%. This is what we need to happen. If we want Jasmy to run up, if we want all of our altcoins to go to the freaking moon, we need this dominance to crash down like it did last cycle. This started to really happen in January of 2021. So that also is interesting because does that mean that this cycle is going to be pushed back later? Because I believed that March would be like the top. But with this happening and going higher, this really needs to break down for us to really start altcoin season. You could see before this started to break down here in 2020, but then it climbed higher. And then it finally topped in December, like the last week of December of 2020. And then in January, it started to crash down. That's when all the altcoins started to rip much higher. So what is going on here? Because it just got back above this. We need this to crash down. So time will tell, but that's the reason altcoins are crashing down right now, especially ones like Jasmy. But still, Jasmy's following the technicals perfectly, in my opinion, looking at this wick right here and looking at this reaccumulation zone. Okay. So the other thing we need to note is the RSI right now. So the RSI is getting very oversold. Right now we're trading at 37 on a daily time frame. You can see every time we get down to like 35, Jasmy tends to bounce. I'm going to show you the chart in a second, but I just want you to look at this. So on a daily time frame, I mean, this has ripped all the way down to 29 before. So really under 35 is like time to buy Jasmy. Okay. You can see before right here also. This goes all the way back to January 7, 2024, just to look at it very closely. So let's look at the chart now. Every time it ripped lower, the RSI, what did Jasmy do? Okay, so let's just study it real quick. So you could see when we got down here, when we touch this line, buy Jasmy. It goes up, yeah, it pulled back, but still this is a great buy if you're thinking weeks out because this is a daily time frame. So every candle represents a day, right? So you buy here, you buy again here. This was positive divergence, and then Jasmy ripped much higher. Let's say you buy here. It got close to the white line. You're buying it up here. Jasmy ripped a lot higher. Let's say you start buying it here. Okay, so this could potentially happen. We could wick again lower, but what's interesting is this wick is kind of like the same movement as this wick. So we might be chopping around here for a little bit and hold this trend line that I've been talking about. But still, this zone looks like a reaccumulation zone to me based off the RSI and Fibonacci that I drew out for you guys on last video. If you haven't seen the last video, I break it down a lot more. So I would watch that. It was like 2 days ago. So looking at this, you know, you buy here. Let's say this is kind of where we're at right now with the RSI. So we're like right here on this wick. So we may crash even further. But still, if you look weeks out, if you bought here at 2-1, weeks out, it went higher. Okay, so I don't think that the chop is going to be this long right here. I do think, you know, alt season is around the corner. It's just taking longer than it did last cycle for some reason, but I think it's going to shock the world. So you got to think also, this is a mental game. When everyone's in fear, like we are right now with all these coins, that's really when you should probably be reaccumulating. based off your conviction and the research that you've done. And of course, this is just my own opinion and how I believe and how I view things. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Do what you feel is best. But again, the RSI was down here, time to buy. Jasmy rips up much higher. Now this, you're probably like, well, if we buy here and it goes here, we're just going to end up lower weeks later. Yeah, because that was an ABC correction. We're not in an ABC correction anymore. Now we're in the process of wave 3, which is playing out perfectly. Remember, ABC was wave 2, then we go wave 1, wave 2, which we're bottoming right now, and then wave 3 for me is going to be somewhere up here. So this is why I've alerted Patreon members earlier this morning. We did a bunch of updates on like 6 different cryptos, but I'm selling some of my Bitcoin right now that I've been holding for a long time, and I'm starting to move it into my biggest conviction plays for altcoins. Okay, and Jasmy is one of them in this zone right here, because I do believe that this will turn around. The tokenomics are great. The use case is there. Okay, and the Elliot wave is working out perfectly. Let me just show you real quick. On a weekly time frame, you could see right here, guys, that we have this bullish channel, and this is what it does. It starts to scare us a little bit, right? Like if we go back in time, you see this, like this was freaking scary, and then it freaking ripped, and then this was scary right here, and it ripped. And right now we're just entering this little trend line, which is acting as support, and then this line is acting as resistance. You can see multiple touch points right here, and it's perfect. Okay, so I believe this will hold based off the Fibonacci levels. You can see the 618 level right here and the 786 level right here. Guys, if you're confused by this and you actually want to master this stuff in 2025, go click the link out down below. Click on my Patreon. You can join my gold tier or my echelon tier. Echelon, we're going to be meeting a lot more throughout the week and texting if you want to talk and really understand my mindset on stocks and crypto. Gold tier, we Zoom once a month for 30 minutes, and I can really break down the charts in your portfolio for you. So go ahead, click that link if you're interested and learn this stuff, because if you learn a skill set, that's really what changes your life, not just watching people on YouTube. You need to learn this for yourself. So looking at this, it looks perfect with the wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. And then I think we're going to have another big crash. And then maybe we get back up to here. But at the end of the day, guys, I'm waiting for this for Jasmy. I think it will happen. Again, this is all normal movements to me based off Fibonacci, based off the RSI on a daily time frame getting very, very oversold. And we just got to be patient. You know, Bitcoin pulled back under 100,000. I believe it might be right now under 100,000 or yesterday. And this happens a lot on weekends, which is unfortunate. But I do think we're still bullish. I don't think this was the top for Jasmy. It wouldn't really make sense that this would be the top based off Elliot wave and just everything that's been going on with crypto. But again, it's just my own opinion. Do what you feel is best. And with that, I hope you guys have a great Monday morning.